Call halal Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Bahashim Yahweh Kakadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for pushing 100% truth through rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Shalom. This is Matazal Lacham. Today is the Pesach, or the day of the Passover, and I'm taking a day off work today, so I'm just gonna make videos all day, and I've got some lamb chops. They didn't cost as much as I thought they would. I'm gonna go to the liquor store and purchase me some wine, and I have to stop at Kroger and get some, what do you call it, horseradish, which is the closest thing to bitter herbs. And I'm going to do my best to partake in the Passover this evening. Here in Wichita, Kansas, the Passover, or the sundown, is at 7:52 p.m. Right now it is 1:37. Okay. I don't have to be at work till 3, but I'm not going to work today. So, I got to do that for the Lord, one day, I mean, I can't do all the other stuff that I want to do for the Passover, as far as putting out unleavened bread and all the other bullshit. Or, yeah, it's not bullshit, but you know what I mean, all the other stuff. Salakia for cussing and using that vulgarity, whatever. And the reason why I can't is I gotta deal with the other half, right? So I'm gonna partake in the Passover, and hope for good, hope for the best, and hope that the Most High Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah will not destroy me from off the face of the earth, because I'm sincere, but like the brother Yashawama said, I might be sincerely wrong, right? And I'm not trying to do that. I just wanted to partake in the Passover, because this might actually be the last one. Hey, praise the Lord. Call halal Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Because, I mean, when you stop to think about all of the world events that are going on and whatnot, and these Edomite devils are losing it. They are crashing the fuck out, man. This video is about these Edomite Caucasians that are actually crashing out. Okay? And before I start the video, I want to go over here to, let's see, copyright disclaimer, right? Because I'm going to use a different individual's information that they found online, right? Okay, fair use disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. And I don't want to infringe on these individuals' copyright that they've set up when they made this video. Okay, I'm just taking excerpts out of the video in order to make one for educational and comments, pretty much. Okay. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Fair use is a doctrine in the United States copyright law that allows limited use of copyrighted material without requiring permission from the rights holders, such as for commentary, criticism, news reporting, research, teaching, or scholarship. It provides for the legal, non-licensed citation or incorporation of copyrighted material in another author's work under a 4-factor balancing test. So this fair use allows limited use of copyrighted material without requiring permission from the rights holders. Okay, so I just want to make sure there was some understanding there.
That have been built on hate. America cannot tell the truth about herself. If the history of this country were written, you would have to say that this country is a nation of thieves. It began by stealing this country from the red man. If I said to you that Christopher Columbus discovered America in 1492, you would say that's correct.
President Trump tonight telling
United States Army.
What the fuck? Wow. Hold on. Wait a minute. What? Wow. Hold on, man. See. Goddamn devil. What the fuck?
That's correct. But now here comes this honky.
Okay. Now, what I wanted to do is clarify a thing. The red man, okay, is Esau Edom, the so-called white man. Okay. This speech was delivered in 1974 by Stokely Carmichael, and you know, this individual was very outspoken concerning the mutual hatred and disagreeing or dissatisfaction with Esau Edom. Okay, the so-called white man. We call him so-called because he's actually red, as the Bible describes him in the book of Genesis. Hold on, let's go get it. Genesis. Hold on. Genesis chapter 25, verse 22. Right? But the children struggled together within her, kicking and shoving one another. Salakia. And she said, if it is so that the Lord has heard our prayer, then why am I this way? So she went to inquire of the Lord, praying for an answer. The Lord said unto her, the founders of two nations are in your womb, and the separation of two nations has begun in your body. The one people shall be stronger than the other, and the older shall serve the younger. When her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. Genesis 25 and 25, KJV. And the first came out red all over like an hairy garment, and they called his name Esau, which means hairy, right? And after that, his brother came out, right? Okay. Now, let's go get what his brother would look like. His brother came out, right? Hold on. Let's see. I just passed one, didn't I? Hold on. Boom. Here's a picture. Jacob and Esau. See? And it gives you the same biblical scriptures that I'm reading. Okay? One is Jacob, one is Esau. They came from the same mother. The woman, Rebekah, was a so-called black woman. The father, Isaac, the son of Abraham, the son of promise, the son of Abraham, who is friend to the Most High. Yahweh, Bashim Yahweh Shai. You know, the creator of the heavens, the earth, the sea, all that is therein, and the foundation of water. Okay? Now, going back, Esau, okay, came out red all over. If he's out in direct sunlight for any length of time, he's going to turn red and his skin is going to peel. Right? Because he was not blessed with melanin, aka the ability to reproduce vitamin D, which produces melanin, okay, which gives us, the Jacobites, right, okay, the Israelites, makes us stronger, faster, more resilient, smarter, the ability to create, okay. These are spiritual gifts that were given to us by the Most High, that were taken from Esau. This is simply a rendition back in the reincarnation of Cain and Abel. Remember, Esau, Cain, okay, has the power of the sword. And the power of the sword is the ability to unalive or to kill. Right? Cain was cursed with leprosy. The mark that was on Cain is no melanin. Okay? That was Cain. Right? Alrighty. Now, going back here. Right? And the reason why Esau Edom, the so-called white man, hates us, okay, is very simple. Let's read it. Genesis 25 and 27. When the boys grew, Esau was an able and skilled hunter. a man of the outdoors. But Jacob was a quiet and peaceful man living in tents. Okay? Now, the Lord told her, through his servant, the prophet, at that time, who was a seer, told her, 2 separate people are within thy bowels, and 2 separate nations grow in thy womb. That's the reason why they were pushing and shoving each other inside her stomach. Okay? When the boys grew up, Esau was an able and skilled hunter, a man of the outdoors, but Jacob was a quiet and peaceful man living in tents. Now Isaac loved and favored Esau because he enjoyed eating his game, but Rebekah loved and favored Jacob. Right? Literally, game was in his mouth, right? Okay. So I get, damn, trying to get that. Okay. Jacob had cooked reddish brown lentil stew one day when Esau came from the field and was famished. Right? And this lentil is pottage, okay, which was venison, because it says up here in KJV that Isaac loved Esau because he did eat of his venison. Okay, and if we go what the definition of venison is, okay, would be hunting, game hunted, provision of food. Okay, now if we go, hold on, go back. Was it to the word venison? Come on. If we go to the word venison and define venison, venison is the edible flesh of game animals, particularly, primarily deer. Deer. Okay? Known for being a lean, high-protein red meat with a mild, earthy flavor. It is lower in fat and cholesterol than beef, making it a healthy alternative used in steaks, roasts, sausages, and ground meat dishes. Images. Right? This is the... Wow, what the hell, man? This is the venison. Come on, man. Right? This is the venison. Oh, come on, man. Venison. All right? There you go. Deer meat. Qualities. Okay? Lentil stew. This is what, okay? Venison escalope, cooking in sauce, right? This is what Jacob was cooking. That's it, man. Okay? That's what he was cooking. Okay? Now, all right, and Esau said to Jacob, please let me have a quick swallow of that red stuff there because I'm exhausted and famished. For that reason, Esau was also called Edom, which means red, right? Jacob answered, first, sell me your birthright, the rights of the firstborn, right? Now, this is the right of the firstborn. In latter times, this was the right of the firstborn to take over as head of the family and to receive a double share of the inheritance. Okay? And if we go to Deuteronomy chapter 21, verse 17, instead he shall acknowledge the son of the unloved as the firstborn by giving him a double portion of all that he has, for he was the beginning of his strength or generative power. To him belongs the rights of the firstborn. Right? The rewards given to Jacob appear to have been greater. Right? Genesis 27 and 37. But Isaac replied to Esau, listen carefully. I have made Jacob your lord and master. I have given him all his brothers and relatives as servants, and I have sustained him with grain and new wine. What then can I do for you, my son? Right? So the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai had already decided in the beginning when they were in the womb. Right? Let's go back up here. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. In thy womb. They weren't even born yet. And one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the other elder shall serve the younger. Okay? Now, my point being is that when we go back over here to the YouTube video, it just basically says what's
from Spain. There are already non-white people here, and they're not existent until he comes Washington as your hero. Did they ever tell you that that honky owned slaves? Did he ever tell you that? Yeah. Not only did he own slaves, he sold a black woman for a barrel of molasses, and he's supposed to be our hero. Our hero. Yeah. We have to begin to unbrainwash ourselves. The biggest lie that this country has told about us is that we are lazy. And here goes some of us running around. Yeah, you know how black people are lazy. We are lazy. White people are so lazy, they stole us to do her work for her because she was too lazy to do it.
Now, he said something right then. He said something right then. Let's go to Exodus chapter 21. What was it, verse 16? Right? Whosoever kidnaps a man, whether he sells him or is found with him in his possession, must be put to death. Say it again, KJV. And he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death. Blacks and Latinos are still in the lands of their captivity. We're still in the land of our captivity. We are descendant from the so-called, they call Africans, who were Israelites, who took refuge in the land of Ham, the land of Canaan. We took refuge in that land because we were on the run from the great slaughter, okay, in Jerusalem in 70 AD. Okay? We've been hiding there for centuries, okay, because we look like the Hamites. The Hamites grew jealous of us because we were more industrious and intelligent people and hold ourselves upright. We don't eat the same foods. We don't do the same things that the Hamites were doing. We had engineers. We had masons. We had nurses. We had doctors. We had individuals that knew how to to propagate or perpetuate life. And we only ate certain foods and vegetables. They ate every goddamn thing. Okay? And they didn't like us. Okay? So they sold us to the Grecians, as it is written in Joel chapter 3, verse 6. Okay? Because Tyre and Zidon were shipping port cities. Okay? For import and export into their country. Doing business with other countries. And they bought and sold us. They sold us, not bought, but they sold us to the Grecians. Okay? To remove us and kick us out of their land. Okay? So when the Edomite Caucasians in 1492, between 1492 and 1619, all of that 150, 170 years, or whatever have you, however long it was, okay, was all about transatlantic slave trade, taking us from one land and delivering us to another. During which time, like the brother was saying, they were lazy. They forced us to do the labor, to build their streets, their homes, their houses, their cars, their businesses. Okay? And then when they were done with us, they exterminated us. That's exactly what they're in the process of trying to do right now. So the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, like I said before at the beginning of the video, I hope this is our last Passover. Because fuck these bastards, man. They got to pay for this madness. Okay? They got to pay, man. They have to.
Mississippi, they talking about us being lazy. We are the ones who are out in the hot sun picking and chopping cotton for $2 a day while they sitting on the porch.
Okay, while they sitting on the porch. Okay, but we're lazy. Okay. All right, check this out.
Against black people. The argument was that these marriage and also specific
enter from history.
and have put their names on things that they had no business putting their names on. The reason white people are completely against interracial marriage and also specifically baby making is because the baby making debunked the whole foundation of their racism against black people. The argument was that these black people weren't human, they weren't even subhuman, they were animals meant to be treated as such. That's why their teeth were reused, their hair were reused, like literally they were treated not just as working cattle to perform labor, but also that's why they were eaten. And as disgusting as that is to think about, that is why when white people and black people started having intercourse, forcibly or not forcibly, the fact that a baby came from that proved that these black people who were being painted to be animals and oh, they're savages, they were just as human as us. You cannot procreate with a pig. You cannot procreate with a dog. You cannot take a dog and a cat and make them come together. Nature, which is above our human egoic laws, nature says that's not going to work. These two things are not the same. But when two things come together and do that and can make a baby, that shows you that they are one of the same. That is why they being racist white people, were so against interracial marriage, specifically baby making, because it debunked the whole racist ideology that they were building.
Okay. This is the perpetual hatred that these devils have for us, man. Okay? And it's never going to change. You could try to, I mean, the brother said it was you being brainwashed, right? Ezekiel 35:1, moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, and prophesy against it, and say unto it, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out mine hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. And I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord. And this is what's about to happen to these devils. The Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai controls the minds and the hearts of men, as it is written in Job chapter 33, verses 14 through 17. It also says the same thing, that the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai controls the minds and hearts of their king. Okay? Does the same thing in the book of Proverbs, I think it's Proverbs chapter 21, verse 1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, and as the rivers of waters, he turneth it whithersoever he will. You see, roughly paraphrase. Okay, and it says also the same thing in the book of Ecclesiasticus. To make sure I got it right, the book of Ecclesiasticus. Hold on. And that's a psalm about perpetual hatred. Ecclesiasticus. Hold on. Chapter 10, verse 2. Right. As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. An unwise king destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. Right? The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable. And that one that is profitable is Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. Right? Now, if we go over here to Isaiah chapter 19, verse 20, okay, it says, And it shall be a sign, and it shall be for a sign and for a witness unto the Lord of hosts in the land of Egypt, for they shall cry unto the Lord. They that cry unto the Lord are the Israelites, in being in bondage, in captivity, in the lands that they were scattered to through the transatlantic slave trade, will cry unto the Lord because of the oppressors, right? Because they're going to start kicking people's door in under Jade Helm at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, start dragging people out of their homes for refusal to join the military. What is it? I think it's what would be refusal to join the military, going AWOL, okay, and start dragging people out of their homes. Okay, look, even though the phone had to chime in, it was crazy. See, and while they're doing that, they're going to cry unto the Lord. Okay, most of our people don't know what the true name of the Lord's name, what his name is. His name is Yahweh. Okay, I'll just go get that one too. Might as well. Why not? All right. I'm trying to get this video over as quickly as I can. It's virtually impossible. Okay. No, nothing's impossible. I'm tripping. Name of the Lord. Name of the Lord. Boom, boom, boom. All right. The real name of the Father, his name is Yahweh, right? Yah-ha-wah-ha, right? He is, he will be, he exists. That's the name of the Father. The real name of the Son, his name is Yah-ha-wah-shai. Yahweh-shai, right? From right to left, not from left to right. Okay, this is the ancient Hebrew language of the Israelites. Not those Israeli shit that they hijacked, the Assyrian script Hebrew of the 10 tribes that was so-called lost, hijacked because they came over here, like the brother was saying in 1492, and said that he discovered a race and a nationality of people that were already here. You discovered America? How the fuck you? There was somebody already here. There were people already here. You didn't discover anything. You stole it. You stole the people. Okay? Right? Now, back to the real name of the Son is Yahweh Shai, pronounced from right to left. Yah-ha-wah-shai. I know it looks like a W and a zero, okay, and a crazy looking Y, and an E, okay, with a leg on it, and a Z with okay, I understand that, but this is the ancient Paleo language, the ancient Hebrew language of our people, the original language that was on the face of the earth at one time. Okay, the real name of the Son, which means he saves, he delivers, he is salvation. Okay, so what was that? Boom. This individual, King Leopold of Belgium, in the Congo, which they found through research was one of the richest countries or richest part of what is called Africa, where they found everything, gold, silver, diamonds popping up out of the ground. They would stub their toe on a gold brick and find out it was a fucking boulder the size of a Cadillac after you dig all the dirt up. Okay, gold. Okay. Oh no, we're gonna make these slaves. Okay, because he's an Edomite. We're gonna make these people slaves. Okay, and have them dig it all out. And when the people refused, they cut their hands off. They cut their rods off. They cut their feet off when they tried to run. Okay, this is what this devil done. He was King Leopold. He used to motherfucker to done this. Okay, devil. Okay, just straight up devil, man. All right. Now, the so-called Ish people of today are biblically known as the nation of the Amalekites, who are the descendants of Amalek, the first generation of Esau, which makes them the head tribe of the Edomites. Okay, let's take a closer look at these Edomites here. I'm sure you recognize some of these people in here. Caucasians, Europeans, Germans, Russians, so-called white people. Right? You recognize some of the individuals in here, don't you? What the hell? Yep, that's right. Okay. Just saying. Just telling you. Okay. Boom. Let's take a gander at some of these other individuals who are Edomite Amalekites. Okay. Jewish converts, Ashkenazi Khazars, in the synagogue of Satan. Whoa, recognize that guy, don't you? Okay? Recognize that guy, don't you? Those three right there, I know you recognize them. Right? Zuckerberg, David Rockefeller, Jacob Rothschild. Okay? So, yeah, that's who these people are, man. And they have a perpetual hatred for us, for nothing. Okay? Yahweh. Yah equals he. Hawa equals exist. Right? Virtually all translations from Judaism and Christianity use the words the Lord. For the Hebrew name of the Most High is YHWH. Okay? The original pronunciation of the name can never be determined with complete accuracy, but in Hebraic thought, it is the meaning of a name that is more important than its pronunciation. The Hebrew YHWH is the verb hawa, meaning to exist, with the prefix Y meaning he. Therefore, the word YHWH means he exists. Yahweh. Get it? Yahweh is the name of the Most High Power, not Yahuwah, not Yahweh, not Ahaya, or anything else. Okay? All right? So, like I said before, it's a perpetual hatred. Right? Ezekiel chapter 35, verse 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword, in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Our iniquity is at an end. These devils are still trying to punish us. Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 33. Right? Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together. All that took them captives, held them fast. They refused to let them go. Right today, right? Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel are oppressed, and the children of Judah as well. And all who took them captive have held them tightly and have refused to let them go. Right? What does the Most High say in a promise of these individuals that have done this to his people? Right? Isaiah chapter 49, verse 26. In KJV. And I will feed them that oppress thee with their own flesh, and they will be drunken with their own blood as with sweet wine. And all flesh shall know that I, the Lord, am thy Savior and thy Redeemer, the mighty one of Jacob, not the mighty one of Esau, the mighty one of Moab, mighty one of Ammon, mighty one of Philistines, mighty one of Hagarenes, the mighty one of Ishmael, okay, or Edom, the mighty one of Jacob. The Most High chose us. Esau have been pissed off about that ever since. And he takes his anger and hatred out on us. Been doing it for years. Right? 2 Ezra chapter 3, verse 13. Now when they lived so wickedly before thee, thou didst choose thee a man from among them whose name was Abraham. And the evangelical Christian church hijacks Abraham, saying he's the father of many nations. Therefore, he's our father too. Of course he is. Okay? You Edomites are also Hebrews. No doubt. But you are Hebrew Edomites. And the Israelites are also Hebrews, the nation of people that he chose to receive the covenant. Not you. Hold on. 2 Ezra 3 and verse 14. Him thou lovest, and unto him only thou showedest thy will, and madest an everlasting covenant with him. Who? Abraham. Right? Promising him, who? Abraham, that thou wouldst never forsake his seed. What is seed? Right? Seed is semen. Right? Semen virile. With this seed from the testes being ejaculated out of an erect penis, right? Being ejaculated inside the womb, okay, of the woman's vagina, okay, the woman conceives seed. That seed that she conceived to conception by definition means to be made pregnant. So she was made pregnant by the seed. Understand? Thou wouldst never forsake his seed. That seed grows into a baby and comes out of the woman's womb in 9 to 10 months, encompassed with blood and water and great heat. Okay? Okay? After that, the child grows, okay? The father, whatever he's learned from his father is passed on to his son. If it's a daughter, okay, he tries again, gets a son. The daughter is fine. She is to be taught by the mother and how to be submissive, how to be respectful to her husband. Okay? That's not what you find in America, is it? No. Verse 16, and unto him thou gavest Isaac, and unto Isaac also thou gavest Jacob and Esau. And here's my point. As for Jacob, thou didst choose him to thee and put by Esau. And so Jacob became a great multitude. What does mean put by Esau? Let's type it in. Put by Esau. Meaning. Boom. Put by Esau most commonly refers to the biblical narrative in Genesis 25, where Esau, the twin brother of Jacob, gives up his birthright, his inheritance rights as the firstborn, in exchange for a meal in red stew for pottage. Okay, a mess of pottage. The exchange. Esau came in from the fields hungry, and Jacob demanded his birthright in exchange for the lentil stew. Significance. Esau is used in the New Testament, Hebrews chapter 12, verse 16, as an example of a profane or godless person who puts physical appetites over spiritual eternal promises. Okay? Name meaning, Esau means hairy or rough. He was the ancestor of the Edomites. Okay? Note, the phrase Jacob I loved, Esau I hated, Romans chapter 9, verse 13, refers to the Most High choosing Jacob over Esau to carry on the covenant promise, rather than a direct, hateful, emotion toward Esau. Okay? There it is. There it is. Big as shit. Okay? Okay? Right? So, that's the reason why. Right? And unto him thou gavest Isaac. Who? Abraham. Who did that? Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Right? He is. He exists. Gave Isaac unto Abraham, his friend, with an everlasting covenant. And that everlasting covenant was passed down to Isaac. And unto Isaac also thou gavest Jacob and Esau. As for Jacob, thou didst choose him to thee and put by Esau. And so Jacob became a great multitude. Well, what happened to Esau? Okay, let's find out. Jeremiah chapter 49, verse 15. Right? For lo, I will make thee small among the heathen and despised among men. Thy terribleness hath deceived thee in the pride of thine heart, O thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, that holdest the height of the hill, though thou shouldst make thy nest as high as the eagle. Right? And the national mascot of America is the eagle. Right? I will bring thee down from thence, saith the Lord. Okay? Who rules and who created and said that the eagle was the mascot? The Edomites. The Caucasians, the so-called white people. Okay? Now, we can't accuse all white people of being Edomites, because our people, the Israelites, had been sold into slavery and scattered amongst all the nations on the face of the earth. So in other nations, where we're intermingled and intermixing through marriage, and marriage means to have sex, right? Through marriage, okay, the Israelites intermingled their seed with the Edomites, okay, and the babies came out brown. Black woman, white man, brown baby. Black man, white woman, brown baby. It goes back by the progenitor or the patriarchy of the seed of the father, right? So the black man, that brown baby by that white woman, is an Israelite. Okay, now, that brown baby by the black woman and the white man is an Edomite. You see? Alrighty. Now, that's what happened to Esau. Esau was made small among the heathen and greatly despised among men. That is what happened to Esau. Okay? Jacob was made into a great multitude. The children of Israel shall number as the sands of the sea. Yet a remnant of them shall return. Right? Only a remnant of them shall be saved. Right? Alrighty. Here it is, verse 22. For though thy people Israel be as the sand of the sea, yet a remnant of them shall return. The consumption decreed shall overflow with righteousness. And the consumption decreed by the Most High God is 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, as it is written in the book of Zechariah, chapter 13, verse 8. Okay? The destruction is determined. It is decided and destined for completion. Okay? So 2/3 of our people are going to be cut off on this side. That's the reason why I made mention of Jade Helm, them kicking your door in at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning and pulling you out of your fucking house. There was a video that went viral amongst the chat of the Brotherhood that a 52-year-old man got a knock on the door from UPS or whatever, Brown or whoever, and it was a letter from the government telling him that he had to register to the Selective Service to be drafted into the Army. Now, wait a minute. He's 52 for one. Two, he was a so-called black man. And third, he was a felon because he just got off parole. Okay? Now, while he was on parole, he never received a letter. But they waited till he got off parole, so he's no longer a felon. Right? Because there was some time between the time that he had originally been convicted of the crime, went to jail, and got out on parole. When his parole was over, they decided they were going to put his ass in the military and kill him off. At 52 years old. Which is ridiculous. Because they just changed the elder to signing yourselves up with the military is 42, supposedly. Between 18 and 42 years old are eligible for the draft. Me, myself, I'm 56 in May. So, you know, unless they want to go up to 60, 62 or some goddamn shit where you got a bunch of people that can hardly stand up talking about, I guess stand still. You better not move. You know, fuck that. That ain't going to work. Okay? You done worked them to death. You done sapped them all of their energy. So, but anyway. For the Lord of hosts shall make a consumption even determined in the midst of the land. Okay? For the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, the God of hosts, will execute a complete destruction, one that is decreed in the midst of all the land. And that complete destruction, like I said before, is 2/3 of our people being cut off and down the side. Okay? But, like I said before, I didn't want to make this video too much longer. Okay?
What do you think of black people?
I don't like them. I really don't. Because I just think that they're always looking out to make trouble.
This terrible thing affect your children. When they ask you these things, why? What do you tell them?
Okay. So that's just what I mean, man. I mean, that's the wickedness of these people. You know? They don't get it. I don't think they ever will get it. Okay? Hold on. But anyway. Hold on, where was I at? Right there. Right. Right. So, but anyway, I just wanted to, you know, because, you know, Elder Apostle DeHardy gave him a strike for 90 days on his main channel. You know, this is what happens. They're going to start trying to take down everything. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said before, all praises to the Most High Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Hamashiach, Shalom.